This is Talk Local to Me from the Central Virginia Business Coalition. Local stories, local business, local impact.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield. Maybe I'll be Michael today. I'm Michael Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg, America's Choice in Home Care.
So official.
I know, right?
It's good to have such an official.
I know. I'm officially on the clock today
with me today. Makes me. I'm nervous now.
I know, right? Higher standard when it's Michael.
Right.
Maybe I should have stuck with
Michael. So, everyone, welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I know we've had a couple of weeks where we've been on a little bit of a hiatus with new live footage, but we're back here today. You know, summers are hard. People are doing things. They're vacationing and living their best lives.
What's that word you said?
Vacationing?
What's that?
Oh, I don't know.
I own a business. I don't know what that is.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I have vacation.
You've worked on vacation.
So I'm not even gonna. I have vacationed.
True. Also true.
But I do tend to work while I'm on vacation too. But I've done much better. Much better.
Yeah, I actually took a day off this week and succeeded. So it was a good thing. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. I got another one tomorrow.
That's good. I do not. But I do have, I have one more I have a couple other things I'm doing until the end of the year, but right. I am going, my brother-in-law is getting married in September on Labor Day weekend, why? For one, are you getting married on Labor Day weekend in Gatlinburg area? So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Right. So I will be going. We're taking a couple days and going down to good old Gatlinburg
Tennessee.
And hanging out in a cabin and watching him get married. So yeah, it'll be fun. So my husband and I have done that. That's really fun. But this will be the first time Riley's gone with us. So
okay.
We probably won't take her to the distillery.
Yeah, probably not.
It's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah.
But so we're back. We got schools are getting back into the swing of things. I think, was it Lynchburg City or Campbell County went back in today?
Get ready for those buses. Watch out for those school zones.
Bedford goes back in next Wednesday. So time yourself going to work. I was just telling my husband that today. You, during the summer, you get kind of lazy because you're like, oh, the buses aren't stopping you. And you're like, oh, look at me making it. Nah, you get behind one of them buses and then your whole plans are just thrown right out of whack. So be on the lookout for that. But
with my commute, it'd probably be maybe 2 minutes at the most. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that sort of stuff is starting back up again. So we'll kind of, I think once people are getting off vacation mode and back into work mode, not having to worry about the kiddos and things like that, we'll be kind of stepping it up. We've got a lot of things coming up with the CVABC. So I'm going to throw a few things out first, and then we've got our guest on the show today. We're going to be chatting with, I'm really excited for you guys to learn more about our guest today because he provides a service that is very needed, very, I think unique.
Yeah.
But very needed. And I'm really excited for people to hear more about it. But we have quite a few things coming up on the calendar. It's I look at my calendar, I'm thinking, oh, there's nothing going on. And then 5 minutes later, there's 20 things happening.
Right.
So, but if you are a member of the CVABC or, thinking about it or a business in our area that wants to come out and network, we have a lot of opportunities. So, Mike, tell us about what we got coming up this weekend.
Let me tell you, I'm excited for this weekend.
Yeah.
It's the first ribbon cutting, I think, ever. That has karaoke right after.
I'm excited for it. I like to karaoke.
Brought to your own. See, this is why I was Michael today, because I am on the weekends, I am DJ Mike.
Okay.
So sometimes DJ Uncle Mike, because a lot of the people we used to do karaoke a lot with some younger friends that we have, and they would always call me Uncle Mike. So DJ Uncle Mike at 801 Raw Bar at 2496 Rivermont Avenue. The Herald Ribbon Cutting at 6.
Yep.
They've been in business 2 years and 1 year in the new location, and I don't have to tell you, it's my favorite place to be. It's where I was all day Monday on my day off. So, because we were getting ready for this weekend and we were just kind of hanging out and talking about things and different things like that. So it's, and I will say one thing about the CVABC, it's always nice to, we talk a lot about how the networking is so great and things like that, but you really do build friendships and things like that. And to be able to, have other business owners to talk with, and people who work in businesses and them kind of feel your struggle of like I was just joking about no vacations, things like that. When you own a business, you never know when that call is going to come in and you have to take it, right? So my phone rang at 7:30 this morning. So
mine did not. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Mine did too.
mine did too.
Well, to be fair, I have mine on Do Not Disturb till 8 a.m. So
Well, yeah, me too, but this rings anyway. So the way I have it set up. Yeah, but it's we've got a ribbon cutting this weekend. It's going to be great. They've got great food. They've got great drink. We're going to have a couple specials, things like that. And of course, there's karaoke. So if you're listening to this and you've talked to me in the past, you're like, oh, you do karaoke on Saturday. I really need to come out to that. This is your weekend to come out. Like, come out, have a big party. We're going to be rocking on the avenue.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good time.
I'm excited. Nobody wants to hear me sing. I'll probably
Everybody
do it
wants
anyway
to hear
because
you
it's
sing.
going to be fun. I'm trying to drag my husband, who we all know doesn't like to do any of that sort of thing. But
Yep.
I told him he has to at least come and have dinner. So
We'll start the bidding right now. I'll start it at $5. Whoever beats the bid, just comment on our Facebook page. Whoever has the highest bid gets to pick her song.
pick my song.
Yeah, that you sing.
Oh, for gracious sake.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to
Well,
have the liquid courage to.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for this event. So come on out, join us at 801 Raw Bar in Rivermont.
Yeah.
And ribbon cutting's at 6. Karaoke starts at 7. So in between 6 and 7, 6, 7, get it?
6, 7.
I had to. I'm sorry, I had to.
Oh my gosh.
Between that, go ahead and grab you something to eat, grab you something to drink, and get ready for a really
Have a fun time. Ribbon cuttings are always a good time because you get to talk to people, things like that. But like this one, I think is going to be extra fun because there's going to be, not everybody does karaoke and you don't have to sing. Just come and enjoy.
Yep.
So sometimes it's nice to sit back and either enjoy when people sing or just kind of like chuckle and laugh and be like, I never thought I'd see them do this. So, and I told Terry Heiglenstadt, she came out to 801 one Saturday and I told her, I sang a song and then I told her, I was like, what happens at karaoke stays at karaoke.
Right.
So come see what the fun's all about.
I'm gonna make a reel.
Right.
Yeah. Now and then after you've come out and had some fun this weekend, also mark on your calendars for the 27th of August. We are doing CVABC night at the Hill City Howlers.
How?
Yep. So I think the game starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
We'll be there with kind of a picnic style dinner for our members that, sign up and register ahead of time. We're giving all of our CVABC members the opportunity to get 2 free tickets.
Yep.
And then if they want to bring family, they can purchase additional tickets for $5. So
that's not a bad deal.
not a bad deal. And you get to come and eat. They're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers and baked beans and potato salad, I think, and drinks, non-alcoholic. You can purchase your own alcoholic beverages if you wish, but
I wish.
and then we can just sit anywhere we want to on that first base side, fill it up and have a good time. I'm one of those believers that it's great to have business events, but I really do love it when we have those laid back events where we're all kind of just hanging out and getting together.
Business and pleasure mixed together.
Yeah, you take a little bit of the pressure off. So,
That's
so we
a
have
vacation, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, vacation at the Hill City Howlers. So, if you haven't had one, take one on August 27th. And then Coffee Talk, our monthly networking event, is taking place on Friday, the 28th of August, and we are at the Hilton Garden Inn. And I really do invite, especially even if you're not a member of our organization and you're out there and you hear this and you're, in the Lynchburg area or surrounding county, come visit us at our Coffee Talk. I think our last one, we had close to 50 some people there. It was really great. I'd love to fill up the Hilton Garden Inn. She has a really big space that we can get in there and network
Lots
at.
of parking.
So definitely want to have you there and getting to know each other, passing out business cards. I know personally at our last one, we had some connections that were made that actually led to business just from being at that Coffee Talk. And so it happens, folks. You think it doesn't, but it does. So
It does.
put that on your calendar for August the 28th, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It is rolling. You don't have to stay the whole 2 hours.
You can get there at
And most do.
9:15. And roll out at 9:30. That's fine.
Yeah.
Jesse Reynolds.
Come in and grab some bacon.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't know if she'll have bacon or not, but she should.
Well.
I'm going to message her about the bacon.
But I'm gonna tell
If she has nothing else, but just a big old bowl of bacon
Just a bowl of
sitting out
bacon.
there because they have the best bacon.
it's like a dream come true.
Yeah. Just walk in, coffee and bacon.
Yeah.
All right. So I think is that it? That's it for
That's
the
it for
big
next
stuff.
week, yeah.
That's it for the big stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Centerfest is coming up. Put that on your calendar to come out to downtown Bedford, September 19th. And Christmas parade applications are open for Lynchburg and Bedford. But that's all I'm going to say about those because I don't want to talk about Christmas right now in August.
What's the deadline for the parade so that I know what day I need to put it in?
So the deadline to actually enter for both parades is going to be November the 20. I think it's November the 18th, actually, is the deadline. And we plan to have everybody's information in the lineup done by November the 27th and out. So, and then December 5th and 6th are the parades.
Correct. All right. Awesome.
Yep. There we go.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah.
It's already August
Don't.
12th.
I was thinking about that this morning. I don't like it. All right. Well, so we are going to now turn it over to the part of the show most people are here to listen to is our guest, not just me rattling on. But we have, he's one of our newer members. Very excited to have him. And I feel like I'm going to be using his services quite a bit.
And it's cool because wherever you go, Lugo Mobile Services.
Did you just make that up?
I did.
Is your new?
It popped in my head. I couldn't help it.
This is your
Wherever
new
you
answer?
go,
Call Lugo.
Lugo's there, right? So this is a really cool thing because it's, when I first met you, it was like, oh, like oil changes, like all this fantastic. But like looking at your website, you do so much more. Like if you got a dead battery and you need it replaced, and like you'll come out and do that and start a replacement, brake services, like all those things where like you know how it goes, right? My car needs service or my wife's car needs service. So the night before we go and we drop it off at the garage and drop the key off. And then we go back home. And then like we're trying to work out how are we managing with just one car tomorrow. And then we have to go pick it up, but we have to get there before they close to pay for it. I can't tell you how many times I go pay for it and then go back after hours and pick it up because like I can't drive two cars. I can figure out how to do that. It'll be great. And with this, it's like you'll come to people's work. You'll come to, I'm stealing all your fun facts here, but like it's cool because like you can go to their home or to their where they work and be able to do all the services they need. And it doesn't really put them, it's just so convenient, right?
Yeah.
So now tell us what you do. Now
that's one of the reasons why I started this.
Yeah.
Was convenience.
Yeah. So we have, because we haven't even really said his name or his business.
I said Lugo Mobile Services.
Yeah,
so I kind of.
So we have Billy Lugo with Lugo Mobile Services. Now, are you Billy? Or do you need to be like fancy today? Are we William? Will? I mean, you tell me.
I don't know. Every time I hear William, I think of like 1600s people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Lord William.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if Michael was being fancy.
Right,
so
Michael.
We were being fancy today. I'm still Heather because that's about all you can do with that.
Right.
Billy. It's fine.
Yeah. So Lugo Mobile Services. Give us a little overview of what you do.
So I provide on-site mobile repair.
Okay.
Anything from oil changes up to, timing belts, timing chains, axle replacements, just things that break on cars.
And so let me ask you this. So is there like a certain kind of car that like you may not do, or like, is it pretty much everything? Because you do fleet services as well, right?
Yeah, I'm getting into some fleet service stuff. I don't do a lot of diesel work.
Okay.
I do oil changes on them and like fuel filters, the basic maintenance type deals, fluids. But when you get into diesels, they're a little bit different.
They're very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do some stuff, some glow plugs and things like that. But when it gets into major failure, I don't get into that.
So mainly just regular gas engines, but like of all sizes and shapes and all right.
Yeah.
What made you kind of start doing the mobile service? Because it's unique and I love it. So is there something that made you just decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
No, well, I've been doing mobile or not mobile, but I've been doing mechanic work since I was about 15. My uncle owned a shop.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first job. Started working for him, taught me oil changes and then brakes and, went up from there. And I'm 46 now, so it's been a long time. I took a break in between to do other things, but back to what I know.
Right.
I kind of did it for, friends and family. I lived in a neighborhood and I kind of put it on their Facebook page a couple years ago, and did stuff in the neighborhood, and I just wanted to open my own business, my own shop. And that was my goal with this was, I didn't have all the upfront cost, money to get a shop and do all that. So I do have tools. I do know what I'm doing. So I can start this. And I think
you have all the important things like the skills and the know-how and the tools.
Yes.
Right?
And I thought it would be needed. So I kind of tested the waters and it went good. So I went ahead and just went full time with it. And, that's what I'm working toward. having a shop and doing mobile one day and towing and
Mhm.
one-stop shop for everything.
So if someone wanted to get an oil change done, like how much time does it normally take when you come out and do that? Like how much, like, are we looking at like an hour or 2 hours? Like, kind of what kind of time block do they need to kind of be in one place?
Oil changes themselves typically are way faster than that.
Yeah.
Within 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say he came and did Megan's last week, I think, and he was in and out pretty quick because
And I
he
did
got
a tire
there.
rotation.
Oh yeah, so because he got there and I was on a phone call meeting in my office, so I had to go in and shut the door, and he was like, "I want to talk to you before I leave," and I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Oh, he'll be here for a little bit," and then I
You were still on the phone when he came back?
well, no, yeah, I walked
shocked.
out and he was just leaving,
shocked.
and I was like, "Wait a minute, bye." I was like, you were much quicker than I thought you were going to be.
So basically, it took her less time for you to come and get it done than it would have taken her to drive to the place to get her oil changed.
Yeah.
I sat there and waited.
Yeah.
And she was in her office.
Yeah, she was working. She had no downtime.
No downtime at all.
That's like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
every once in a while, we talk to somebody on this podcast. So the Flamingo Cafe is one that sticks out in my head of like somebody comes in with like I'll say unusual business model, right? Like it's not the typical what like, oh, you're a mechanic, like you must have a garage. But like this is one that like is up there with the Flamingo Cafe because like that place is packed all the time.
Mm-hmm, it is.
And when she came and talked to us, I left out of here just going like, what a cool business model. And it's kind of the same thing with this. Like, what a cool thing where it just like there's no downside because it's like you're coming to them, right? It also makes it, you're able to set your own schedule. You don't have to worry about, like you can just go and do it. And so you've got the kind of the scheduling aspect. You have to make sure you've got enough time to get point to point, but like it also gives you that downtime in between. Like as a business owner, like I know like one of the main reasons I do this podcast, because it gives me 45 minutes to drive here and 45 minutes to drive home every Wednesday, where that's my thinking time or sometimes my not thinking time, right?
Where with his thoughts.
It's like jamming music or whatever. Or at 45 minutes, one phone call with Heather.
Exactly.
So like it's that time is, so you've kind of got that built in. So I'm a little jealous of that. Like in between each job, you have like a little reset. You're not having to go from thing to thing. But from the customer side, just being able to like, I need to get my oil changed. When am I going to do? Like, I am so busy at work, I can't get away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all you got to do is make sure you're going to be at work, and book the appointment, and you come and you do all the hard work, right? You don't even have to worry about like, what happens if I get there and like, I need to go somewhere or something like that. Like, like going to the garage and like, it's just. I just like it all the way around.
Yeah, you go to the garage and, when I was working in the garage, there was, times people would schedule oil changes and things like that, simple things to wait around. And if they schedule it, let's say 12 o'clock, well, I started at 8 and I got stuck on this, somebody got stuck on a job and now the bay's tied up. Sorry, we gotta wait longer now. Now it's just I come right there and I do it.
Yeah. And even if you're running a little late, you can call them and just say, hey, and it's not an inconvenience to them.
And if they're at work all day, you're supposed to be there at noon and they're there till 4 or 5 o'clock and you're, 30 minutes late. That's not really a big deal because they weren't sitting waiting on you. No. Right. Yeah.
So one thing I also wanted to mention, you and I talked about when you were at the office, that I think is good for people to know is that you are licensed, right? We talked about that.
And insurance and everything.
all the things. So I talk a lot about the importance of being licensed and insured. So
that was my first question when we walked in today. I was like, you have insurance for, and he's like, oh, we got all the insurance, all the things like that.
Yeah. So you didn't just wake up and go, I'm going to go work on people's cars.
No. This isn't Uncle Bob out there just going, this seems like I could do this and make some extra money on the side.
Yeah. And then you're driving and your wheel falls off.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I do have, some customers that'll message me and talk to me and they're, well, you're a little more expensive than this guy. I'm like, well, I actually have insurance. I'm, registered with the city and the counties and I'm a business. I'm not just the guy on Facebook that says, hey, I can fix that too. And
again, there's also the convenience too, because I'm sure the people they're pricing you against are people they're having to take their stuff to. Or it's just like he said, Bob down the street that said, let me just come do this for you. And you hope on a wing and a prayer, Bob knows what he's doing, right? Because
I've ran into
there
that.
Are times that
I had to do a diagnostic for somebody, matter of fact, the other day, and he had somebody else that was a mobile mechanic guy look at it and just change a simple valve cover gasket. Well, Then his engine stopped running a couple miles down the road.
Yeah.
And I came, checked it out, and the motor was locked up.
Mm-hmm.
And the other mechanic was there, but it
Yeah.
definitely wasn't,
Done correctly.
insured and licensed and everything, and
Right.
wasn't done correctly. And either there was no oil in it, or he dropped something in the engine when he took the valve cover off.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
now that guy's got to pay for an engine, and that guy's not insured to cover that engine.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's paying out of pocket.
This is, sometimes
Oh.
the cheaper route is not the best route.
Yeah. So do you mind sharing your prices for oil changes, things like that?
Prices for oil changes.
It kind of depends on the car, because I just
depends
thought
on the
about that. Like,
cars. Yeah.
I have 2 Volkswagens, and they are very different when they go in for oil changes because the price is very different. So, like, what's a range?
I don't think anything has been more than, besides diesels, those go up because they
Right.
take a ton of oil.
Mm-hmm.
But typically 6 quarts, 7 quarts of oil, full synthetic, you'd be looking at $120
That's not
for me
bad.
to come
Mm-hmm.
out. And that's, you go to Valvoline or Jiffy Lube. I don't know. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go there, and that's what you're going to pay, and you stay
Right.
in your car. But I'm not going to pull all your filters out and show them to you and try to sell you
Right.
a million other services. I'm going to do what you asked me to do. And
For $10, we'll,
Mhm.
we'll top up all your fluids.
now if I see, something's definitely gonna needs attention, I'll let you know. But
Yeah.
I don't pressure anybody into
How far out does someone have to try to plan and book you? Right. Like if I was like, crap, I need an oil change because I'm going out of town and I don't want to, like, I've already waited too long, because most people who drive cars wait too long. Right.
Yeah.
The little sticker in the window, just every once in a while, I'll see it. I'm like, wait, what's my mileage? Like, so like what kind of lead time is there to be able to book an appointment? Is it just based on availability in area or?
Yeah, area. So I get stuff. So I serve a big area. I go almost all the way to Roanoke, all the way down to Danville. So it all depends. It's really hard to say, because like,
what's your ideal client? Like what's something that when somebody books it, you're like, oh, this is perfect. Like 3 days out, like for the booking for the next week, things like that. Like if every client followed the same mentality, what would your favorite time frame be? How about that?
Probably give me a couple days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. Some people call and they're like, I need it now. And
Right.
I'm on a job, and I'm like, I'm
Right.
sorry, I
I
can't.
need you to be here in 5 minutes.
Or like I'm doing some over in Roanoke, and like this is in, Alta Vista or Amherst or something like that. Like
and
that's
I
a
can't
long way to
get
go.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a few. I have some that schedule a couple days out. I'll let them know, hey,
Mhm.
this is when I can get there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It depends too, because some weeks I'm slammed, and then
Right.
other weeks I'm like, man, it's
Other weeks
Monday,
you're
and I have
some
nothing.
weeks you're slammed and you're busy. The other weeks you're marketing.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
So when we got a wrap car in 2017, and we just unwrapped it. It's a weird feeling to not have one sitting out by the road. But I used to joke that like every time I went to like Chick-fil-A or something, like the car was wrapped. So I'm marketing.
Right.
I'm not just out getting lunch. I'm marketing. So, but yeah, it kind of goes with that, right? It's the ebb and flow and things like that. So yeah, that's awesome. And so I see like on your website you have where did it go?
Well, I have it up while you're looking for that. I'm going to
Go
ask
ahead.
you a question. Do you have, like, is there a certain fee just to have you come out and like diagnose something, right? So like if, for example, I'm just going to use my parents, for example, like I need somebody to come out and check out my parents' car and think I'm pretty positive they need brakes, but just to have it looked at, is there just a fee to have you just come out, check it out and say, hey, here are the things that I think need to be done?
Yes, $80.
Okay. Very cool.
Just $80. I come out. I can tell you everything. I have invoicing and software that I send. I can email it to you,
Mhm.
or I can text it to you. You can pay right through the app.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So it's literally
Very cool.
contactless. We don't have to see each other really. I mean,
Right.
You call me, I can come to your house. You say I left my keys in the car. I send you the invoice. You pay it
Mhm.
right through your phone, and I tell you I'm done. Here's your keys that are in the car.
Yep.
And
Or I send you to my parents and my dad sits there on the deck going, hey, what's going on out there? What are you doing?
yeah.
Hey, what's happening? Because
I've had
that's what's going to
customers-
happen. I'm just going to warn you.
I had a customer. I was doing changing his turn signal switch.
Uh-huh.
Take a steering wheel off, and he sat in the passenger seat with me the whole time,
Yeah.
and we just talked.
Very cool.
I think that's cool too. I get to teach people what I'm doing.
That would be me. I'm
and
so
show it.
curious.
Yeah,
And working in
that
manufacturing.
doesn't bother me.
Working in manufacturing, things like that. Like I was the kid that took everything apart and tried to put it back
Mhm.
together, right? So so like I would be the one that would want to sit and watch, just like, not to try to be like give advice or help, or like, I'm not that guy, but just to watch and be like, that's how that comes off. That's cool. Cause it's, you always think about like, I never thought about like taking a steering wheel, cause I know there's like steering wheel pullers, things like that, like ways to do it. But like, I'm a big believer in, I can do a job myself and struggle through it. Cause I rebuilt a house in 2009. I bought a house and redid it all myself. And like, so we had one job that we got to the point where I was like, I don't have time to do this. Like, I'm just going to pay somebody to come and do it. And what probably would have taken me 3 weeks, they were in and out in 2 days. And I'm like, but they had the right tools, right? They had the right tools and they had the skills. Like they weren't learning on the job.
Tools cost a lot of money.
They do.
And cars keep changing. So I got to keep buying tools.
Right.
My wife can tell you
and then like electronic diagnostics and things like that, they're always upgrading, right? Because
cars are all computers. They're just big computers now. So I have a scanner that isn't just your AutoZone go in and they just scan it and tell you, oh, this is what's wrong. That it's way more complicated than that.
Well, I may have to have you scan my vehicle because like I keep having like those check emissions like come out and I can't, my husband's like, we've changed the spark plugs because my husband's like a mechanic. He's not auto, but he can mechanic. But like we've checked a couple things.
That's the quote of the day. He
can mechanic. He's very good at it.
But Saturday, I hear you mechanic.
I definitely think there's something like, because, we put a new gas cap on. We've changed but I think it's an O2. It could be an O2 sensor. I'm not sure, all the things. But like I called Honda because that's like, I was like, hey, I want to bring it in, have you guys. And they were like, well, just to bring it in here and let us look at it, it was going to be like 200 and some bucks or something. I was like, no, thank you.
And
like,
you got to leave it for the day.
It's fine.
Yeah, you got to leave it for the day. And let's be honest, like, so I had a conversation yesterday with somebody about private care versus agency care. And they were like, well, I can hire somebody privately for $20 an hour. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not insured. They don't have like a lot of the similar things, like they don't have insurance. If they don't show up, like you might have a longer wait if nobody's coming, all that stuff. But also like a lot of when you buy something from a business. All right. So let's talk about 801 for a second. Go to 801, you buy a hamburger. You're not paying for just the hamburger. You're paying for the wait staff, for the cook, for the electricity, for the order to get all the food in. You're paying for the lights. You're paying for all that. And one of the unique things you have now is you don't have to pay for all those things. So when you go to a dealership, you're paying for all the inventory in the lot. You're paying for all the huge building they have, all those things. So like there is a lot of hidden costs built in where you're able to eliminate a lot of that so that you still as a business can make money, but you're offering a better price to the customer. So
there's things that I have to pay for that, people don't see. So the software subscriptions to, be able to see what's going on with your car. For me to hook my scanner up, it just doesn't tell me, oh, well, this is what it is to fix it. So it gives me a code and then I have to pay like All Data or Mitchell or another company hundreds of dollars a month to be able to break that code down and see what it is and then follow steps. It's not just, oh, this is your problem when I first look at it.
Right.
It's way more into diagnostic than just hooking it up to a scanner like people.
People don't see all the things that are behind the scenes that, have to be done in order to.
We need to do a podcast one day on the hidden cost of business.
Oh,
my wife will tell you, I sit there and I'm doing research like all the time.
Right.
Even when I'm not in work, okay, I got this car. This is the codes that I had. This is what it is. And I'm doing research, trying to figure out why is it giving that code? What are the 10 things that it could be possibly be? What's the fastest way to get there to make sure I'm just not throwing, you don't want to throw parts at it and just go, oh, well, the customer called you back, you fixed it and the check engine light's off. Well, 2 days later, it's on again.
That's kind of like what I've been doing. Like, we've thrown some parts at it, but again, my husband's like, well, let's check this. Like, so let's make sure we have, the spark plugs are, we pulled some, and some of the spark plugs were bad. I mean, it was needed either way, but like, things like that.
I wish I drove my other car today because it has that. We were talking at a ribbon cutting about that EPC error. So my son used to work for like Mr. Tire and different places like that, did tires and all that stuff. Yeah, Volkswagen.
Did one with that.
And so he has a OBD2 sensor reader that like is like it'll tell you everything about the car on his phone, right?
Yeah.
And he gets it because he's kind of nerdy like me, right? Because he doesn't do that work anymore. But like even using that and trying to Google and figure out like how can I like. Because I called a garage and was like, hey, this is the error. This is what I need. And they're like, oh, it could be this, or this. And I'm like, okay, but like, I kind of need to know what it is, so I know how much it's going to cost, so I can budget for
We'll
it.
drop it off and pay us, $200,
Yeah.
and we'll tell you tomorrow.
Yeah. So, so after this, I will book an appointment with you, because it's like you said, like it just gives you, like, the machines give you a code, and then you kind of have to have the knowledge and know where to look, and so you've got extra tools that allow you to kind of dig deeper into that, and there's a lot of tools available to the public where you can go to AutoZone and have it read, and they'll tell you the codes, and you're like, okay, well, let me Google this and see what it is. Like I still don't have a clear answer of what the error is, right?
Yeah,
or what the
gives you a
EPC
ton
stands
of
for.
different
Like,
things.
yeah, because it gives you 100 different things. So, ChatGPT doesn't get everything right, right? Although I've never used ChatGPT on it, but yeah, so it's, that, and again, it's the expertise coming in, right? Because I use AI through work a lot, and I can tell when an answer is like, yeah, that's mostly right? But it's never 100%, right? So, shoot, I made a flyer for 801's ribbon cutting and put the wrong date on it, right? We had to fix it. It's fine.
So let me ask you, are there any services that you don't typically do on a vehicle? Like if someone's out there and they're like, hey, I need to get this done. Like, is there something that you would, say like, you could do it, but you don't really?
Yeah, there's a couple things that are, just make it a lot easier when you have a shop and a lift.
Right.
And things like that. I'm typically in somebody's driveway. I don't have days to take an engine out or
transmission. That's what I was kind of wondering, because I know they're time consuming.
Tear an engine down, take the heads off, do head gaskets. So
and those are the sort of things like where you would expect to need to leave it, because like it's a bigger job, and you would kind of want to, because you don't want to get in somebody's driveway and get it all apart. And they're like, oh, I got to put all this back together just so we can tow it to a shop to do the right tools, right? So
I have all the tools,
right? I mean, but you don't like the lift or whatever.
It's the lift. Yeah, the lift makes things a lot easier. But they're if it's back off in the corner and it's not, they need it right away, then I might take it on as a I wouldn't call it a project, but you're giving me enough time. You don't need it back tomorrow,
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's. I try to help people when I do this too, like show them. That's why I said I don't mind if they sit next to me and they talk. We talk. Right. I feel like it's building relationships with people. It is, and they get to see what I'm doing. You don't know what's going on at the mechanic shop,
right?
They tell you it's going to cost you, $2,000 to fix a sensor, and all it was a clipped wire.
Yep.
They connected it back together and soldered it, and they charged you $2,000.
Right.
So I have a guy, matter of fact, it was yesterday. He has a BMW, and it was giving him codes, and it was cutting off. So he was like, oh, I need an alternator. And so he bought an alternator and had me come out to do it. Well, when I got there, the alternator's charging. So I dug around a little bit and hooked up my scanner, and I checked it out. He had some blown fuses that were cutting the what's it called? I can't even remember what it's called right now, but it was cutting off one of the sensors. Yeah. So when it warmed up, it would cut it off. And his car would cut off. So I went and I checked. I was there an hour checking fuses, and I found a couple blown fuses. He just had a battery replaced that went out. So I put a couple fuses in, and I texted him back. He already sent me the money to do it. He was at work. So I texted him, and I sent him pictures of everything and told him, you can send that alternator back. And I sent him money back, and it was $340. I told him today is only $100. I sent him $240 back. Yeah. And he was like, that is the most honest anybody's ever been with me.
Right. He will be with you for life.
I have put 7 alternators on my car in the last year.
Yeah, there's something else wrong. It's not the alternator.
So we're gonna book double appointments.
Well, AutoZone tried to tell me that there was a bad batch of alternators that came out for my vehicle. And I don't know how true that is, but whatever. It's like, and it's funny because I'll just be driving down the road. All of a sudden the light will come on, and I know like I better pull over quick because it's gonna shut me down in 5 seconds. Then I call Chris and I'm like, hey,
can you come get me again?
Guess what happened?
Well, and if it's the same alternator, maybe stop buying that.
Well, here's the thing: we have the warranty on it, so I just keep getting a free one every single time now because I paid for one, so every single one is free. Well, so we just keep throwing it in there for now.
Is it free if you have to keep paying somebody to put it on?
So again,
my husband's
those hidden costs, right? because there's also like we got a new system at work and putting it in place and all that. Like the cost isn't that much. The hidden cost of how much time it's taken me to find time to work on just that project, because that's what I did yesterday, work on that and get it all straight. And like everything was good with it, but we could have probably rolled it out 2 weeks ago if I wasn't the one that had to go through and do the thing. So like there is that hidden cost of like,
and speaking of that with bad parts, if I buy the parts and do everything through me, I do offer warranties too.
Oh, awesome.
So if I buy, now if you buy your own alternator and I put it in, then I can't warranty that.
So I've got two things I want to talk about. One is you said, so if somebody, so if somebody's like, oh, I know it needs an alternator, they want to buy the alternator, and to them, that's less cost, right? Because a lot of garages will mark that up, right? So, and if you do, that's great. If not, that's fine too. But like, so they can buy their own parts, and then you'll come and use their parts and put it on. Yeah. But there's not as good of a warranty.
There is no warranty if you buy your own,
right?
And I put it in because I don't, sometimes people buy Amazon stuff.
Right. Or they got to pick and save.
Not good. And I know because I've done it myself.
Right.
I've bought Amazon parts going, hey, this is a little bit cheaper. And my wife always gets mad at me because she's like, we have a bunch of stuff laying around that you bought that doesn't work. And now you finally went and bought the good one.
Right.
And
so, and it was like $20 more.
Yeah.
Right. It is like, did you really save?
Yeah.
So the other thing is you were talking about, somebody sitting in the passenger seat, and it kind of builds that relationship. Trust is so important with a mechanic because like, let's just be honest, cars are deadly, right? People on their phones, people not paying attention, people whose car is not in good, like somebody did not have brakes and they slam into the back of you, like it can go bad really quick, right? So that trust is really important. So I had a car that one day the accelerator just wouldn't go. And so I was like, what do I do? Had it towed up to the garage. It's like right around the corner from my house. We'd taken stuff there before, and like they were really good with us, like with timing and all that stuff. I liked it because I could drop my car off and then walk to work and then walk back and pick it up. And they would call me and be like, hey, come on down. And so I took my car there one time and the accelerator wouldn't work. Had it towed up there with, all that stuff. And I had Googled what was wrong with it and knew it was like a $400 repair in labor plus like a $600 part.
Google gets you every time.
So I said, hey, I think this is what's wrong with it. So they charged me $99 for a diagnostic and I think like $4 for 2 fuses because all it was a fuse went out and it was an electronic ignition and or accelerator, and it wouldn't work because the fuse was blown. From that day on, I didn't care what was wrong with the car. I'd just drop it off, be like, I don't care how much it is. Just tell me how much it is at the end of the day. Because I know that they were going to do the right thing. So building that trust and having a garage you can trust is hard because that garage actually, like the owner closed it and somebody reopened it.
Oh,
and
it looks, about.
Yeah, right around the corner from there. So it looks exactly the same, but like I don't know the people in there. Right. And I don't know I'm going to get the same kind of thing. So
there are a ton of great shops.
There are
good owners. I used to work for one, very honest with everybody and fair. But I've also worked for a few, and my wife can tell you that they've, told me to do some things and I've walked out and she's like, why are you home? And I'm like, I'm not.
I can't do that.
Somebody's life. This is a vehicle. I had a company say, well, the brakes, I have to do rear drum brakes on a big truck and they almost fit. And they said, well, you can make them fit. And I was like, no, I can't.
Right.
They're not the right ones. Well, they'll still hook up. And I was like, you're out of your mind. I am not putting these on and being
right.
Yep.
They fail. They're going to kill themselves or somebody else. And then that's on me.
Yeah. We had a major place around this area that when my son was in high school, I had them put new tires on and stuff, and they didn't put them on correctly. The lug nuts weren't whatever. And so he was driving down the road, and the next thing you know, literally one of his tires came off.
Wow.
And, he almost wrecked. And
happen.
I was pissed because I was like, it'd be one thing not even that as an adult, but when you've got a young kid and you're trusting that you're putting your child in the car at the age of like 16, 17, they're just learning how to drive. And you're already as a parent terrified for them to take that step anyway. To have something like that happen, there's really no excuse for it, to be honest. Like,
no, it's definitely preventable. You just check after, take another second, really, just to check you tightened all the lug nuts. It's very simple.
Yeah. So I feel like just between you and I, we're going to book old Billy up here for a while.
I know, right?
Because We got lots of things. Well, and even for me, like I say, Chris can work on my stuff, and he does, and it's great. He probably would love it if somebody else did, because
So-
that's not what he wants to do with his time.
Here's the thing too, right? Like, so he works a full-time job,
Yeah.
right? So it depends on like how much light he has and all that stuff. Whereas he's able to come do it during the day, right? While you work, if you'd stay in one place long enough.
I do. Well, I mean, when my car's broke down, I can't move.
Right.
No, but yeah, I do stay in place. I stay in places. I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's
All over
car,
the place.
his water pump went out the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and he took it to a shop, and it was going to be a couple days because they had to wait. And he texted me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll come." And I stayed later, after it's my brother-in-law, so sorry,
Right.
I got to help him out. So I worked later than I normally would, but he asked me how much, and I sent him the invoice, and he sent me the invoice that the other company sent him, and I was almost $200 cheaper.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I didn't even give you the family discount yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lie and say you did.
Well,
right?
Yeah. Well, I also think, and I'll bring up, we're in a networking group together, and I loved the fact that one of our members this past week was talking about her daughter's vehicle, and there was a part she needed that they'd been waiting on forever and ever and ever. And she said that, Billy found it for her.
For $200 cheaper.
Yeah. And has already got it coming in. And they've been like,
That's a
she said,
CVABC.
what is it, months? Like they've been waiting for a long time or something. But yeah.
Have it tomorrow.
Let me ask you a question.
It's really cool.
Because it's the way my brain is. So let's say that my wife and I both needed a oil change. Do you offer like a multi-car discount if they do it all at once, so you don't have to travel time in between, or is that?
Yeah. So I do charge, a $20 service fee, I guess, like a drive.
Like a drive fee?
Yeah.
So you would only have one of those.
You only have one
boom.
of those, so you're saving that. And then, repeat customers, things like that, I give a little bit better discounts on.
Yeah.
Oil changes are hard because I'm not like the big box store, so
you don't have a lot of.
I don't have
profit margin
inventory
building
sitting around. So
right.
Pretty much, and I don't really mark my parts up a lot.
Right.
Now, if I have to drive super far to get it or
Right.
something, then I'll add a little bit to it. But for the most part, no, it is what it is. And I've had a few customers that look online and they go, "Oh, this part, I'm cheaper." Oh, yeah, I do have accounts with parts stores.
Right. So
I pass some of that savings on.
Very cool.
My idea with this was to be, convenience, cheaper, and just better, a better experience for people. Try to get that stigma of the mechanic's always out to get me
Mm-hmm.
type thing. So I love this because I get to meet people and sit with them, and they can see, hey, I'm doing what I said I'm doing, stuff like that. So they don't go, well, did he really change my oil? Oh yeah, I did it in your driveway. And I make videos and I post them online,
Right.
on stuff like that.
I don't think
I'm
I
big
follow you on social media. I have to do that. So
I'm big on preventative maintenance. So people just think changing my oil is maintenance. Well, no, you got transmission fluid, you have differential fluid, you have all these other, coolant, all that stuff has additives in it that break down over time. And if you don't change it, then it just breaks down, and then it's not doing what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
And that's where you get transmission failures. You get buildup of stuff in your coolant, and your coolant goes away because it's lost all its additives.
Mm.
So if you don't change it, then it's messing your car up.
Awesome. Yeah.
I like it.
So if someone is listening today and they want to get a hold of you and book, a time for you to come out and work on their vehicle, or their fleet, I'll just throw that out there too. Like, I think that's a just crazy good idea. Like, if you are listening here and you have like a bunch of, what you doing?
Sorry, that was a video on your Facebook.
Oh, I was like, what's happening?
My volume was up. Sorry.
But if you have like 4, 5, 6 vehicles that you just need to have like a tune up or something done, it's great because you can come after they've kind of parked them. Do you do it in the afternoon, like in the evening, or how does that work for someone who has like a fleet?
So for like fleets, yeah, I can set it up with that business owner to, if they, let's say everybody gets off at 6 o'clock and they have a yard where all their trucks are, I can set up a thing where I come and I can do all the services.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So there's literally no downtime. Their business keeps running, and I'm doing that. And I, if something does come up, something fails and breaks, I can give them priority to get out there and get to them.
That's really cool.
So I'm working on that.
Is that still active?
So what's
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
what's
I just
the
posted
best-
that the other day.
okay? So what's the best way for someone to get a hold of you and get set up to have you come out?
They can call or text me.
Okay.
You've also got a form on your website, which
I
is
do have
cool.
a
I like
form
that.
on my website that will come
So
to my email.
Could we call or text you at 434-849-2554?
Yep, that is my cell phone number.
Okay.
I like that it's right there. A lot of businesses,
And
it's hard to find their number, but it's right there on the flyer.
And if I don't answer, leave a voicemail. I do check them. A lot of people don't. I'll see my phone ringing, but when my hands are full of
Right.
oil and I'm under a car, I can't get to my phone.
Right.
So, and I'm the only one doing it.
Correct.
So if they leave a voicemail, I will call them back.
And I like this. So, we have a program through our HVAC servicer where they come out twice a year and they check things. You have a fall vehicle checkup listed on your Facebook, $80, $79.99. You do a battery test, you do a fluid top off, a brake inspection, a wiper blade inspection. Because how many times do we get a winter storm and then that's when
Go to use
most
wiper
people-
blades and they're streaking all over
Yeah.
the place. Yeah.
All the time.
tire inspection, coolant check, and multi-point inspection. And it includes a I can't talk today. Includes a digital inspection report. So I guess you're like pulling diagnostic, like checking codes and things like that. Is that what?
Yeah.
that is?
Well, I have software, so I can do inspections right through that. I take pictures of things, put it right on that report, and it goes. I can email it or text it to you, and you
Okay.
can open it up. You can look at it. I have a through the website or through the software I use. I have a client portal, which you can go in and you can check the prices. You can approve it. You
this
check
is so much more
you
than I
check
thought
it,
it was.
approve, and it lets me know that you're ready to do it.
Yeah, and you also check the cabin air filter.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you this: how often should you change a cabin air filter?
Cabin air filters about every 15,000.
15,000 miles. So it's not a time-based thing.
Well, yeah, that too. Well, it depends.
Because every time I go get my oil changed, they're
So-
always like, "Do you want to change this filter out?" Like sometimes I'm just like, "Yeah."
Time, I would check it for time because if you have low miles on it and it, you don't drive it all the time, it just sits there.
Yeah.
You get rodents that come in,
Mhm.
and you would not believe how many cabin air filters I pull out. They smell something gross in
Yeah.
the car, and it's just full of mice. And I found one with literally little babies on it that were just born.
And so that cabin air filter is just basically like where your car pulls air from inside the car and recirculates it
From outside in.
from
Yeah.
outside in. Perfect. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
It
So-
filters that air that comes in. It's not your regular engine air filter.
So if you're
You
like,
need to
my
check
air
that one too.
freshener isn't working as long, like what's wrong with my car? Check the cabin air filter.
So a
So
lot of those are simple that people, can
And-
check themselves.
so basically you're saying every 15,000 miles. So basically like once a year you should do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
So if your air conditioning's not as cold, it could be that it's not getting enough air.
Could be clogged up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things, like all the things. So, because that was always the thing I rolled my eyes. I was like, what does that thing even do? Because I don't know. I don't work on cars. So, anyway, anything that we didn't talk about that you feel like we should have? Laura, I think it's you. I think it's your turn to talk.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
She's been silent.
So no, we were picking on her. She was like, I don't want to talk. And I'm like, that's fine. We won't make you. I'm going to ask you a question though. I'm going to ask you two questions.
All right.
We ask every podcast guest that comes on, right? And the first question we ask is, how long have you been part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
Maybe a month.
A month or
Yeah, it's not
I
long.
think it's been about 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah.
1 or 2 months.
Okay. And so I'm going to ask him this too, but I'm going to ask you first. What do you think is, because you've been to a couple coffee talks and ribbon cuttings, things like that with him. So very supportive. It's great to have a team, right? To support each other. So what do you think is your favorite part about, or favorite benefit of being part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
I love just meeting people and finding out what their businesses are. And it's really great. I love to support locals. So,
Mm-hmm.
using them and then they come and use us. It's been really helpful.
Okay. And Billy, what do you think? I couldn't
And you can
resist
say
making
same.
her talk.
You can say same. I mean, you don't have to have something
It's
different,
it's been weird. So, I couldn't start it without her and her support in it.
Right.
I've been talking about doing this, and she knows I've always wanted to have my own shop ever since I was young.
And you told me when I first
doing my
met you,
own
like
thing.
she kind of like told you like you
And-
need to go do this.
And she's pushed me to do it. And even when I'm like doubting myself, like,
Right.
okay, this isn't, maybe this isn't going to work, or,
Mm-hmm.
am I good enough to be able to do this? And she's like, you're crazy. Yeah. And, I think a big leap of faith with that was when I decided to do it full time. And I remember I was in the shop and I told my boss, this
That's
is
it,
gonna
I'm
be
outta
my
here.
last day. And we talked about it. And then I texted her and I was like, I'm so scared right now. Like I'm shaking because did I do the right thing?
Mhm.
Is this the right decision? We have children. I have a family. Leaving my safety net, I guess, to
Right.
go out and venture on my own, never doing it before. It was scary, and it has been rewarding. It hasn't hurt.
Right.
Let's say that. Have I gotten to where I need to be and where I want to be? No, but I'm getting better every day.
So I'm 10 years in
Things-
with my business and I'm not.
things
Right.
are-
So
I'm learning. I watch
Yeah.
a lot. She says now I just sit around and I watch videos and I listen to other people, how they started their businesses. And that's where my mindset's been.
Mhm.
Just growing and getting better. I just bought an enclosed trailer so I can actually, instead of having my, my storage unit, when people call, I got to kind of go back and forth with my truck and get tools. So I broke down and I bought an enclosed
Yeah.
trailer that I'm getting ready to wrap and put all
That's
my
cool.
tools in there,
Well-
my big toolboxes and stuff. And I'll literally have a mobile shop
Yep.
come to your house.
that's cool.
One of the things I will say, as far as Billy and Laura both just joining, it's only been maybe 2 months, if that. But in those 2 months, they have already been very participative. Like they get out there, they're coming to coffee talks, they're coming to the ribbon cuttings. He's stopped by our office and came in and sat down with me, like, what are my benefits, right? And we have so many businesses that don't do that. They join and then we don't hear from them again. Or, I think Megan has messaged at least 5 businesses that have joined in the last like 3 or 4 months that we haven't heard from, so we try to be very proactive and be like, hey, you joined, like, let's sit down and learn about what you're doing. And we still haven't heard from them. Right. So, they're taking the active steps to get out there and to do what they need to do. And they're not just expecting like, oh, Heather's going to get it all, like all the business is coming because all we did was join. It takes, a village, but you find your village once you come and you start meeting people. And that's what I, try and tell people.
And he's been at every event I've been to, I think you've been at.
Yeah.
Right. So you're doing the right
Well,
thing
yeah,
because a
he's-
lot of people don't do that.
Yeah,
So,
and he's joined a networking group that I'm a part of that's kind of outside the CVABC and made connections there. And he's already put stuff in the newsletter. He's already talked about
I
like,
haven't
hey,
done that in like
exactly.
8 years.
So
It's like, how long have I been in here?
even utilizing the smallest things
Yeah.
can sometimes make a big impact. So so kudos to you guys.
That was
I love that.
when I started this. I told my wife I want to be known as the mobile mechanic
Because wherever you go,
in this
you
area.
go.
So that's why wherever you go,
wherever you go, Lugo,
funny. I might have
gonna
to
be your
change
new-
my thing.
you might have
Go,
to just
Lugo.
add it to it.
Right?
That's
so I did
funny.
your hometown mobile mechanic. And
Yeah.
I try to put that on everything. That's what I do. I've sponsored a couple other, little things that, just Facebook stuff, with a lady that, did my shirts and my hats and things like that.
Mhm.
She does a lot of sponsoring with things and I've helped out. It's good to give back to locals. Like they always come back to you. So
Awesome.
So
Well, thank you for coming on the show with us today. So if you are listening in and you need to have that vehicle checked out, contact Lugo Mobile Services and have him come out and save you some time, and you won't have to go anywhere. You can just get it done right there at the house or at your work. And I think it's just brilliant. And so I'm really excited to have you as a member, and just even in the community as a whole, just as a resource to people in our area. I think that's really cool. So I think with that,
wherever you go, Lugo. I love it. Like every once in a while, these gems come out of me, and I'm just like,
this is
I
what this
love
podcast is for. We totally just redo all of your
That's
stuff.
funny.
Like,
Yeah.
what you
I-
thought was good.
I remember my dad
We
in
redo it.
high school. He played football and he used to tell me that they used to, they didn't really remember Lugo, the last name. They would call him Hugo. And they go, you go, Hugo.
Nice.
It's like, that's
Yeah.
not my name.
Oh, that's funny. Well, if you need any more information about Lugo Mobile Services, you can reach them. You can check out their Facebook page, their website. What's the website again?
Lugo Mobile Services LLC.com.
Perfect. Or you can visit our website and find out more information about the events we talked about today and Lugo Mobile Services. And our website is
CVABC.org. Have a great week. We'll see you Saturday
yes,
for some karaoke.
some
at
karaoke.
801 Raw Bar.
801 Raw
I'll be
Bar.
there.
Seamus is going to plug that.
Be there.
And then we'll see you next week. Have a great week.